Last week you tweeted. You're a prolific tweeter. You say a lot in 140 characters. So you tweeted something that caught my attention. A lot of your tweets do. And you said, this was your tweet, the same thing that makes a rope bridge attractive makes it terrifying. Romance is like that too. And you explore that idea on stage. Your characters all seem to fear the future. So is that about loneliness, or is that about the fear of being alone?
Well, I think all of my characters are aware of the future. In other words, their own mortality and the limited amount of time you have to sort of make something of your life and to follow your impulses. We all contain a voice that tells us what to do, and we either follow that voice or we don't. And if you follow that voice, you're living out your fate, whatever it happens to be. And if you refuse to follow it, then I feel like you're going to have to come back and do it again. So I would much rather get as far as I can on this particular rope bridge than to wait for some future conveyance.
You talked about, for you, watching your own work on stage and the gift that really is to you in terms of learning. For we, the audience, as these issues are played out on stage, why do you think that helps us understand those issues differently, particularly if we've already had a real life experience with some of the same things?
Well, I mean, I think that I'm coming from a place that has a lot of overlap with other people's experience, but it might not be the same. Those differences can be maybe push you a little bit into thinking about things a little bit differently than you have. And certainly in everything that I do, there's a kind of gentle urging to be more courageous about living. Like, let's go ahead and make mistakes and live your life and let it be a mess, and let it be a very interesting mess. And maybe ultimately will be like a beautiful Jackson Pollock.
I guess the risk of that is when we're when we're making decisions, especially when it comes to romance, often there's this sort of finality in these decisions. So we can take the risk, but sometimes, we have made a decision, it's hard and fast, and there are consequences to that. So when it comes to your own life, do you think that you've gotten better at, making choices that have a little more, contemplation about them, rather than sort of just making a decision on the fly as you sort of move on? Or is it always a struggle for you?
I mean, certainly, I know more about what the next day is going to be in terms of, like, if I have a romantic involvement, and I may look ahead to that next day and go like, I don't want that next day. So I'm not going to have this night. And that's certainly come into the mix more for me as time has gone by. But I still like to take more chances than not. I guess I feel like I was born in the casino and I'm going to die in the casino.
What does that mean?
It means that there's a certain faithfulness and gambling that's going on in life, whether you want to deal with it or not.